Stephan Negru is set to sign for Bradford City. Believe it if you want to. Bradford City could be set to sign Stephan Negru. That's what we've heard all week. But is it going to happen? Like the video if you do want to do so. Subscribe if you're new. On the road to 1,000 subscribers. Over 800 is the aim. Thank you very much for the support we have been getting. But let me know your thoughts. Should Bradford City be signing Stephan Negru? I would let you know my thoughts on that in today's video, so thank you very much for clicking. Bit of clickbait potentially, or maybe not. You'll find out at the end, I suppose, if he is set to sign or if it's rumours. But we will get into it. 3 words to describe Stephan Negru: aggressive, but in a controlled way, and in a decisive way as well. You know, he's not an aggressive person who's going around hitting everybody and slam dunking them into the grass and saying have that. He's not doing that at all. He's very controlled in his aggression. Maybe he's been to anger management. Maybe he has had a severe case of aggression, not depression. We as Bradford City fans endure that. But I think he might have had that bit of aggression in him, where he's had to go to a therapist and they've had to say, can you control your aggression on a football pitch? And he has done so. He's only got 1 yellow card and he's not got a red card this season. But some of his tackles, you know, they're aggressive, but they're controlled and they're decisive. There's no dithering with him. He's not on the shopping aisles thinking, oh, should I get apple sausage or should I get normal pork sausage? I fancy a bit of culture. I might try a bit of apple sausage. Don't do it. They're not very nice. Just go for normal sausage. And that's what he does. You know, he's no nonsense in his defending. He's like, we're having pork sausage, we're not doing any of the apple sausage. And, you know, I get told don't talk about food a lot, but it helps to explain a situation like this one. So there you go. He's very decisive and he's aggressive in a controlled way, and I like that about him, very much so. So some stats then about Stephan Negru from this season. Now, I don't really understand them, but the stats, I don't think many football fans understand even facts, because he's a footballer. Not against people who are, because it's just genetics. Sometimes it can't be helped. But in other cases it can be, because you're just stuffing your face all day while sitting on your bottom watching Lorraine and Loose Women and all those daytime TV programmes that you sit and watch. Or you might just be an office worker. But it might not be your fault, but it might also be your fault. And if you accept that it is your fault, then fair enough. If you don't, then fair enough, because it might not be your fault. I've gone into a bad situation. I'm digging holes and I need to dig out. So I am digging out back into Stephan Negru and back into stats and not facts. So in stats and facts, that was it. I got it mixed up. I wasn't fat shaming anybody, and I do apologise if I were. So back into Stephan Negru. The stats on him, like I said, I don't know if anyone really understands stats, because I've got this one. 92% of aerial duels. That is a percentage what he has got, where he's won 92% more aerial duels than the other League 2 centre-backs, which is a fantastic stat, but I don't particularly understand. Aidan Bolden, for example, has got like 50% more aerial duels than other League 2 centre-backs, so he's nearly double better than Aidan Bolden at winning aerial duels, but he's 92% better than all other League 2 centre-backs, so there you go. 92% passing accuracy as well, with a 41% long ball accuracy, which is very good for someone who I won't associate with when I watch him. But when you look at the stats, he does retain and play long balls very well. And Salford are quite a direct team, but they can mix it up. But they're a very good defence. They are a sturdy, rock-solid defence. I think they've got 6 or 7 clean sheets in the last 6 or 7 games or so. They might have conceded 1 goal in the last 6 or 7 where they've won all the games, but if so, that is a fantastic record, and Negru's been a part of that. But to be fair to Salford, a couple of games he has missed as well, so they are flying, but defence has been a big part of that, and that defence changes week in, week out. It seems to change all the time. Negru and Tilt seem to be rocks of that back three, but sometimes they're unavailable, and Negru has had an injury, which is something we've got to take into account. But he has played in a back four. They started to see him a back four. They've gone into a back three. He's played on the right side he's played on the right of a two. He's played on the right. He predominantly plays on the right of a three. I tend to see. But he does also play as a centre in a three, and he has played on the left of a three, I'm pretty sure. So very versatile in the back three. In terms of tackles, then, which is the important thing of defending, he's won 26 tackles this season, 72.2% of them. That is, and 135 duels won, which adds up to 75% of his duels he has won, which is a fantastic record. And like I say, aggressive, controlled, but decisive. He loves one-on-ones. I watched him play also, Nathan Lowe. If you haven't watched that video that I did yesterday, it was a good game of football, but I mean, Salford won 2-0. Nathan Lowe scored, and you could sort of blame Negru because it is his man, but I don't think he thought it was an unbelievable goal from Nathan Lowe. But the actual game, he back-pocketed him. He didn't beat him in a 1v1. He had him for duels physically, had him for a bit of pace as well. Really controlled, great performance against Nathan Lowe, who is supposedly the best striker in League 2, and he was fantastic in that game and many other games this season as well. He puts his body on the line, quite literally, against Bradford City. He was the person who cleared the ball off the line even though it went over the line in that Andy Cook controversial goal where we drew 0-0 to Salford. We should have won that 1-0 because of that, but he did have the nous to be in the right position to clear it, deemed the referee. A good header of the ball as well, loves his headers, and yes, he is a very, very good centre-back who reads the game. He reads the game really well. He always seems to be in the right position, and he's good at sliding, but to be in the right position, to make the interceptions, to step into to break up play, he's fantastic at that. And he's a very good centre back, and I would be thrilled if we signed him. So where's it all come from? Where has this come from? It came out of the blue earlier this week, and I thought might as well do a video. Let's do one on this. And is he set to sign or not? Well, I don't know, but I'm glad I've kept you tuned in for this long, because it is a bit of clickbait. I genuinely do not know. Now, it all came out 5 days ago when Run Up Front, the Salford City podcast, tweeted Negru update, who was on loan at Salford, of course. Very reliable sources confirm that Stephan Negru has been recalled from his loan so he can be sold to Bradford City during the transfer window. The podcast then did Fred, I think it's called, not a Fred, like, you know, your local butcher Fred, just a Twitter thread where it's a detailed thing. So if you have Twitter, give it a read, because it is a good thread. You know, it is a good thread because it's basically him telling you what he saw from Stephan Negru when he played for Salford City, and I've told you what I thought, so go and see what they thought, because it is a more reliable place to go. But the thing what got me about that thread was at the bottom of it, it did say please retweet and share as widely as possible if you can, which gave me a red flag as to say, right, is he just looking for expressions? That's what it's called, expressions, likes and retweets and shares. Is that solely interested in to boost their podcast? Maybe. But I doubt it, because then the City Vent, a very reliable source in terms of Bradford City, up there with your Simon Parkers and your Jamie Rayners, or probably more Simon Parkers like the BBC. It's confirmed when it's official. Jamie Rayner does get there a bit earlier sometimes. City Vent, you know, try and give us their what they've been told from their source when they've been told it. And they put, led to believe there is something in this Stephan Negru link. Centre-half been on loan at Salford first half of the season, but has just been recalled by Oxford. Being a real standout performer for Salford would be a real statement of intent to League 2 if they pull this off. Then Mark Douglas, who is a very credible journalist who works for iPaper Sport and Newcastle and has done a bit for City and is a City fan, but good shout on this one, lads. Asked about it today and there is something in it. Whether we get him or not, I don't know. And then he replied to a comment, not sure to be honest. Well, I'll read you what the comment was. How likely do you think it is, mate? Said GBCAFC. So if that's you, well done for the question. And he put, not sure to be honest, didn't ask at the City end. So I don't know if there's anything in it. But then Insider Bantam also got on the act 4 days ago. Interesting, very interesting. Wasn't cup tied today, yet didn't play v Exeter. Has to be a reason for that. I'm told this does have legs to it. We'll keep everyone posted if when I know more. He also didn't play in the Championship for Oxford in midweek. I think they played Plymouth. And Insider Chicken for some reason he's got a lot of stick, but he gets everything right. I haven't seen him get anything wrong. There's only a couple of things where haven't come off, but he hasn't committed to it, and he said, Jake Young were one, Jamie Walker were another, and he said Jamie Walker turned down the contract and wanted to go to Carlisle, but we extended it, so it does make sense. And the fact that Walker hasn't been that good this season compared to how he has been, there could be something in that. Jake Young as well, he came out later on and said that he did reject a contract from City, so everything that Insider Chicken has said has turned to be true, or there's rings and roundabouts to it. So I trust Insider Chicken whenever I see anything, because he's got a great track record. At the end of the day, someone like Simon Parker, a very respected, credible journalist who's done a great job for writing for the TNA and covering Bradford City over his 20 plus years doing that job, if he comes out and announces a signing, it's official, because that's his job, that's what he does. He's 100% credible because it's when it's official. He don't do the in the know, he don't do sources, he is the source, he's the official, credible, the signed over the dotted line type of journalist. Whereas Jamie Rayner sometimes comes out and gives an in the know bit, and this Insider Chicken's done it for over the last, started in May, and he's been bang on the money ever since. So I do believe what he comes out with. So set to sign or not, it would be an unreal signing, like Josh Stone's really. If it's going to be a ridiculous amount of money, I'd probably advise the club not to do it, because 1 million's been talked about. That would be ridiculous. If it's a reasonable fee, go all out for it, because you'll get an instant profit on it, because he's going to be rising. He'll help us get out of this division, because our backline needs sorting out. So please, Stephan, go all out for Stephan. Thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you're new, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Should we be going all out for him? Do you think there's something in it? Do we really need him in the back line? And Salford fans, any other general thoughts in the comments down below, let me know. But have a good one.